It's official. A brand new $1,500 SNAP rule under the USDA's updated nutrition framework has quietly gone live, and almost nobody knows about it. No press conference, no breaking news headline, just a silent policy change buried inside a federal USDA update, and it's already affecting millions of low-income Americans and seniors. If you rely on SNAP or EBT benefits, this could be one of the most important updates you'll hear all year, because according to recently released documents, a new benefit adjustment worth up to $1,500 has been quietly activated, part of what insiders are calling the SNAP Payment Equity Directive. But here's the shocking part. Most people who qualify have not been notified. No email, no text, no letter, just a quiet system change that could increase your monthly food benefits or leave you with nothing if you don't act quickly. So what exactly happened here? Why did this rule go live with almost zero media coverage? And more importantly, how do you find out if you're one of the millions eligible for this extra SNAP payment? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll break this down step by step. This isn't rumor. This is a verified USDA update quietly tied to a nutrition assistance rule that was first drafted during earlier emergency relief programs, then reviewed by the Department of Agriculture, and reinstated in late 2025 under something called the Food Cost Adjustment Directive. That phrase might sound technical, but here's what it means in plain English. Households facing rising grocery prices are now eligible for one-time SNAP benefit adjustments, meant to fix years of underpaid food assistance caused by inflation. And yes, this includes seniors, veterans, families, and disabled Americans who were underpaid or excluded during the 2020-2022 review period. Here's what's strange. The activation date was quietly posted inside a USDA portal at the end of October, referencing something called Policy Code 1500B. No major outlet covered it, no nightly news mention. Yet, it affects more than 7 million SNAP recipients nationwide. Think about that. A $1,500 payment rule quietly turned on without public notice. Why? Some experts say it's a temporary test of a larger 2025 food cost realignment plan. Others think it's meant to reimburse underfunded households from past cost of living gaps. Either way, the update is real, it's live, and it's moving fast. If you've noticed a small pending increase or adjustment on your EBT account, this could be the reason. But there's a catch. To receive it, your account must meet USDA verification standards under a process called Phase 1 Eligibility Review, and that's where most people are falling behind. Internal data shows that as of this week, less than 20% of eligible households have completed their verification, meaning 80% of qualifying families haven't even started the process yet. Let's be clear, this isn't a new stimulus check, it's not a rebate. And it's not a campaign promise. It's a payment correction, a USDA-authorized recalculation meant to bring food assistance levels back in line with actual grocery costs from previous years. Because this directive was already written into the USDA's budget, it didn't need a new vote. It was quietly reactivated under existing funding authority. While most people were distracted by political headlines, this rule went live quietly behind the scenes. Now, before you get too excited, remember, the $1,500 figure is the maximum benefit. Actual adjustments will vary, and once this verification window closes, unclaimed benefits vanish from your record. So how do you check if you qualify? Here's what you do. Visit your state's SNAP portal or access your EBT account online. Look for any section labeled Supplemental Benefit Adjustment or SNAP Update 1500B. Confirm your contact info and bank or EBT details. Outdated info could delay payment. If you see a pending SNAP adjustment message, that's your signal to verify immediately. If nothing shows yet, contact your local DHS or SNAP office and ask about the USDA 1500B directive. Reports indicate the national verification window closes in mid-December, so you only have a few weeks to act. For millions of Americans struggling to afford groceries, $1,500 isn't just a number. It's survival. It's food on the table, warmth through winter, and relief from months of rising costs. And yet, despite its impact, there's almost no coverage. No official USDA press release. Just quiet internal updates and leaked memos pointing to one fact: the rule is active. Supporters say this proves targeted food aid works. Critics say it's unfair that such a massive update was buried. Either way, money is being distributed and awareness is dangerously low. Once the verification period ends, USDA will finalize the payout list, with first payments expected in late December and the second wave in early 2026. Direct deposits will show as SNAP Supplemental Adjustment, while mailed EBT notices will arrive in plain USDA envelopes. If you miss this window, your eligibility pauses until the next review cycle, which could be months or years away. So here's your takeaway. If you're on SNAP or EBT, check your account today. Look for code 1500B or any mention of supplemental adjustment. Confirm your details. Don't wait for a letter, and because none are being sent until after the deadline. Silence doesn't mean nothing's happening. Sometimes the biggest updates are the quiet ones, and this is one of them. The USDA $1,500 SNAP rule is live, it's real, and it's already changing lives. So act now and confirm your info and make sure you don't miss what could be the most important update of the year. Stay alert, stay informed, and if this helped you, subscribe so you never miss another critical benefit update others won't tell you about. Cough it up. Full breakdown of where SNAP benefits are being paid this November and how to claim as the government shutdown treks on. Millions of Americans are being left in limbo over the fate of their much-needed federal benefits from SNAP. The program has been at the center of an intense legal battle, with a fresh Supreme Court ruling on Tuesday continuing to block full SNAP benefits nationwide. But recipients in certain states are being handed 100% of their food aid. Millions of Americans who rely on their monthly SNAP checks to help afford groceries are approaching their third week without aid after the Trump administration cut off funding to the program after October amid the federal government shutdown, which is now the longest in U.S. history. The cuts prompted a wave of lawsuits against the administration and several conflicting court rulings as food access for roughly 42 million Americans hangs in the balance. This is the first time in SNAP's 60-year history that food stamps have not been paid on time. After a string of back-and-forth legal proceedings, the Supreme Court issued a temporary order on Tuesday continuing to block full benefits, leaving millions of cash-strapped Americans waiting for the money they rely on to purchase food each month. The teetering court rulings and messages from the USDA have meant that SNAP recipients in certain states have already been handed their November check in full. On the other hand, a handful of states have distributed partial payments, while Americans in others have received nothing. Over the weekend and into this week, at least 19 states as well as Washington, D.C. sent out full benefits to at least some Americans, according to a tally by the Associated Press. Among the states known to have issued full SNAP benefits include California, Hawaii, Kansas, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, New Mexico, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Washington, and Wisconsin. Many states have said that it is quicker to send out full SNAP checks than it is to calculate partial amounts and use the computer programming needed for that. For the 16 states that have so far loaded partial benefits onto the EBT cards, such as Illinois and Texas, they may face a complication, Carolyn Vega, a policy analyst with the advocacy group Share Our Strength, told ABC News. The analyst warned that some of those states could run into technical complications when attempting to issue the remaining amount. Regarding SNAP beneficiaries who have yet to receive anything so far this month, including in states like South Carolina and West Virginia, Vega said she expects most in this group to receive their benefits within roughly a week.